Well, hello and welcome to Monday Minute. It was great seeing many of you at CareNet. It was fun putting faces with what before had just been an email address. At the recent conference, I had the opportunity to interview Matthew Zoller of Life International. Let's join the interview live about reaching different cultures coming to your center.
Thank you, Ken. I do work for Life International, and I have the opportunity to travel to many different parts of the world. And as such, of course, we're always concerned about being culturally appropriate, contextualizing things, being able to connect with the people on a cultural level that's appropriate for them. And the reality of the situation here in the U.S. is not a whole lot different, because while we might not be going out to other nations, we have the nations coming to us. We have cross-cultural interactions in our centers every day. You'll realize that when we talk about culture, it's not just about ethnicity. It's not just about people coming from other countries to here or coming into our centers. But when we're talking about cross-culture, we're also talking about generational cultures. Who are the volunteers in your center, and who are they trying to connect with? Do you have older women who are trying to connect with young women, and how do you bridge that gap? It may be gender, it may be social, economic differences, classes, that you're trying to bridge those gaps as well. The truth is, it's not difficult to try to bridge some of those gaps if we understand what it is we're talking about. Let me tell you a story of when I was in South America. I was in this little village in the Andes Mountains, and when I went into this little village, they had set up everything to do a ritual to the Earth Mother, the Pachamama. The Earth Mother was their god that everything came out of, and so annually they had this ritual to give thanks to that god. And they did this thing where they put out 12 bowls on this table, and they would dance around and they would give offerings into those bowls. What they would do is they would take and sacrifice a lamb, drain the blood into a bowl, and then sprinkle that blood into the other 12 bowls on the table. And then they would put in things like coca leaves and tobacco and money and small little cars and such that they wanted blessings on from the Pachamama for this year. After they did that little ritual, then they take those bowls and they went up this hill, the highest hill in their town, to give that offering over to the Pachamama. They had a little fire going up on this hill with a and as they, in their traditional fashion, they would empty those bowls onto the fire. I was filming this, and it was just beautiful in the Andes Mountains with the pristine blue sky, and they were had this little fire going, and they were in their traditional garb. And after they did that for a while, I was getting some shots from one angle and another angle, and our guide said, "Matt, we need to go." And I said, "Okay, let me get another shot." He says, "No, we need to go now." I said, "Oh, okay, well, we can do that, but just let me get this other shot." He says, "No, we have to go." And I said, "Okay." So I grabbed my stuff and I followed him down. I said, "Why was it so important that we go? Why was it so urgent?" He says, "Nobody can see the mystery." I said, "The mystery?" He said, "Yeah, nobody can see the mystery." What mystery? He says, "The reception of the offering. Nobody can see the Pachamama receiving that offering." I said, "That's something I want to see." So we started going down, and then all of a sudden the men and the women start pointing up in the sky, and they want me to turn around and actually start filming again. So I get my camera out, and what they wanted me to start filming was a condor that was flying around this mountaintop that we were on. And I said, why did they want me to film that now? He said, because that was the greatest omen for them. That was the greatest thing. The Pachamama sent the condor to receive the offering. I thought about that. That was really interesting. Now, from my scientific, my Western mindset, I wanted to immediately say to him, the Pachamama didn't send that. You burn blood and you're going to have any vulture in the area around there. Had I said that to him, I would not have made any connections with him at all. Because I was not seeing things the way he was seeing things. I was not connecting with him because I couldn't understand why he was thinking that some supernatural power of the Pachamama sent that bird. I was only thinking from the lenses that I was seeing things through. It's no different in our centers. If we understand that we are seeing things through totally different lenses than what our clients are seeing things, if we don't recognize that, we're not going to be able to connect with them. You know very well that the issue on abortion that we're talking about, you know just as well as I do, it's not a political issue. And it's not even a social issue. The problem of abortion in our nation and all the nations around the world, it is a spiritual issue. If our worldview on God is not right, then everything else in our worldview is going to be skewed. And therefore, we're not going to be able to connect the dots that abortion, killing babies before they have the opportunity to be born, is just wrong. And so when we have a client that comes in, we have to recognize she may be coming from a Western mindset, a humanist, a secular worldview that says, you know what, I don't believe there's a God. And if I don't believe there's a God, then I believe that the world just happened. It came to being through a cosmic accident or something. And if that happened, then man is really no different than insects or any other animal. We're on the same level. And if that's true, then my determination of what right and wrong is determined not by God, but by me. And if that's the case as well, then I determine who has value and who doesn't have value. For a biblical worldview, the honest truth is it's much easier. We have a God. He's the creator of the unborn, the preborn. He's a creator of those who are born, but he's creator of the whole universe. But in the biblical worldview, we understand that man was created differently, set apart, sacred from everything else. And if that's true, we look at how we determine what right and wrong is. It's not just about what I believe. It's written down for us in the Word of God, what is right and wrong. And our determination of how we treat the weak and how the interaction between the strong and the weak, the Bible is very clear. We, as Christians, as followers of Christ, are called to defend the weak. We're called to be the voice for the voiceless. Where the secular humanist worldview may say, yeah, we're supposed to defend the weak if it's beneficial to us, if it's promoting our cause. But if it's inconvenient or something, no, it's then it's okay. We can exterminate the weak, whether that weak is the preborn or if the weak is the elderly or the disabled. The group that I was working with in Bolivia came from an animist worldview that said the Pachamama sent that bird to receive it. In your centers, you will have the animist worldview as well, and you may not even know it. They may come from cultures, the Asian cultures, or from South American cultures, from African cultures, where the mindset is, I need to appease the gods. As long as I appease the gods, then it's okay. While they may not say those words directly to you, in their minds they may be thinking it. You don't need to know every culture and every cultural intricacy to be able to connect with them. You need to understand simply that they're not seeing things from the same way. Their view of God is so different that they're coming to a conclusion that is based on a wrong conclusion of who God is. That is why it's a spiritual issue. And if we can bring them to the point of understanding who God is, who Christ is, and his forgiveness, the joy we can find in that forgiveness, we're going to be miles ahead in trying to connect with our clients that come from other cultures.
How should someone contact you, Matthew?
If you'd like to be involved with Life internationally, if you would enjoy seeing what we do firsthand, like you, we need volunteers. We need international training specialists. If you have a heart for the nations, and you want to use your pregnancy center skills and experience overseas on a short-term mission, you can contact me through lifeinternational.com. That's lifeinternational.com. You can go online, find our volunteer page, and send. You'll be able to find an online application and such there.
Well, thank you, Matthew. Now, contact Matthew Zoller for more information about Life International. Now, keep up the good work you're doing. You are making a difference in the other side. Just can't stand it. Thanks for listening to the Monday Minute.